are listening to WHOA Podcast, coming to you from Gainesville, Florida. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the WHOA GNV Podcast, the Coronavirus Sessions, where our temporary mission is to save as many businesses and jobs as possible by sharing how our fellow business owners and professionals are navigating the impact of COVID-19. I am your host, Collin Austin, and my co-host is Michael Dees.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Collin? How are you?
Dude, I like how short and succinct that is now. It's like, boom.
Yeah, I don't have to do the the big introduction. Like, it used to have like 10 words to describe me. We don't have to do that anymore.
It's coming back, man. As soon as we get back to the studio. Everybody look forward to those days. They're coming. You guys, so gotta go into and thank our sponsors. Our sponsors make this show happen. Just super grateful for all of their support. Today's sponsors, Colliers International Gainesville. You guys, Gainesville is growing every day, and no one knows that better than the team at Colliers International Gainesville. They help businesses and investors of all sizes buy, sell, lease, and manage their properties in North Central Florida. Colliers Gainesville has the most local experience and expertise in town, plus the resources of a global firm to get your commercial real estate deal done, baby. So ready to get started on your next commercial project? See what they can do for you at colliers.com/Gainesville. Just so grateful for y'all's support. Thank you so much. Support this incredible sponsor.
We definitely thank them. And we've got one more, our friend Brian Aurelio and team at Brooker Pest Control. Are you working outside a lot and want to control those mosquitoes? Brooker Pest Control has your back. Did you get a new pet like me while you're sitting here at this COVID break and now you're infested with fleas and ticks, or your yard is? Hopefully you aren't. Brooker Pest Control has your back. You're having a new home built. Well, you need to have it properly soil treated for termites with a damage repair warranty, and Brooker's got your back. Give them a shout out at 352-378-2433 or find them online at brookerpestcontrol.com, and you can check out Brian Aurelio's episode on our podcast number 88. That's one of the ones I'll always remember because of the stories we got into both on and off recording. There's some hysterical things in the world of pest control that you get into, but we're super grateful for Brian and his whole team at Brooker Pest Control. And please support both of our sponsors. We couldn't do this without them.
Michael Dees, everybody.
See, I can talk.
Great job, man. That was the first time he's done one of the sponsors on the Coronavirus Sessions, Mary. So I'm seeing how he did. I like even threw like a little hiccup in there. I was trying to, dude, I wrote that script. Did you like that? Did you get a new pet like Mike?
See, now everybody knows I did it on script. You can't just let the magic go.
You're just gonna like. I mean, you're going to memorize all of that? Like, that'd be tough, or like all the I don't know. You're good, dude. I thought it was great. Michael, you did a great job.
2 thumbs up.
Thanks.
2 thumbs up. Let's go.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mary.
Let's get it. You guys, today on the show, we have my great friend, Mele of IndepenDance Dance, DANCE Studios.
That's right.
I almost said it right. Mary, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? Doing good, it seems.
Excellent. Yeah. we're on a high right now of podcast episodes, apparently. So
how many coffees have you had?
A few. Yeah. Can't tell, can you?
No.
Some episodes have more energy than others, and this one's got a lot of enery. I'm feeling it right
now. Some episodes might have more than coffee, so we're recording from home. Anything goes, right?
5 o'clock somewhere.
Dude, maybe we should start recording them at like 5-6 p.m. when we're like, cocktail hour.
Did everything go? Yeah. Hey,
we should do one.
I'm always down.
I like that idea. We should do that. So Mary, like, we want to get into the episode. I can just talk about nonsense forever, and I really don't want to do that. So let's get right into it. We're doing this because we really want to talk about the impact of COVID-19 on everybody. It's been super inspiring for me to hear all the different stories and to hear how people have adapted and how they're getting through this. So why don't you take us back to when this really started impacting your business for the first time, several weeks ago when all this was going down, and, what was the initial impact for you, and, what are some of the adjustments that you've made accordingly?
Yeah. So I feel like I could tell this story over and over now. But
Well, and
March.
real quick, sorry,
Yeah.
because I always make this mistake. I assume that everybody knows like what it is, who you are, and what you do.
Oh, sure.
So give us like the first like 30 to 60 seconds of like what your business is.
Okay. My name's Mele. I own IndepenDance Studio here in Gainesville, Florida. This is the 11th year of business. We opened in 2009, and we offer dance classes, performing arts activities for babies all the way through adults. So we literally have, as young as 18 months, sometimes a little younger with their parents, all the way up to, we've had like an 87-year-old take our adult tap class and things like that. So basically offering the services to the families in the community of Gainesville, dance, acting, singing, just a fun place to be. Definitely a very social after school activity. So, come March 13th, which was Friday the 13th, which I find very, appropriate. I had a 5-hour team rehearsal that I had to cancel, and I never do that. And it was when they had closed schools and said, we're closing schools next week, a week early for spring break. And, I had been following COVID. I'd been following what was going on. You have to, being, a business owner and things like that. But I knew as soon as the schools were closed, things were going to take a little dip for me, just because I kind of have to follow what, for the most part, what the school board does. And within 2 days, my staff and I just, in pure entrepreneurship form, I just made a new business, essentially, is what it felt like. We started, we went into the studio that weekend. We didn't know if we were going to be able to be together, all together in a big group in a matter of days. So we got together and we pre-recorded over 20 classes. We did some Tik Tok challenges for the kids. We taped recital choreography, and then we did a live, at 7:00 dinner time, after dinner time, we did a live chat with all of the parents that wanted to tune in, just to kind of get, hey, this is what's going on. We're taking a day at a time. That's kind of how we leapt into action. And then since then, we now offer, I don't know what week we're in, week 6, week 7, I'm not sure, but we have over 50 live classes this week that we are hosting. So it's kind of just built and kind of went up, snowballed till now. That's what we're doing. That's who I am. I don't know if you want me to keep going about the challenges or.
Yeah, I mean, well, by the time this episode airs, we'll be 2 months, into this thing, well into 2 months into this thing,
Yeah.
which to me is like, doesn't it feel like it's gone by quick, Mike? Like, I just feel like, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's like some parts of it feels like it's flown by, and some parts of it seems like it's dragged on. It just kind of depends on where your perspective is, and I think that can even change day to day, hour to hour. It's week 7 for us, and like you said, it'll be 2 months into it, and it's hard to believe that we're already into quarter 2, because it doesn't even feel like we've had a chance to run our business like normal this year. So it's, who knows time anymore, It
almost for me, it feels surreal. Like I sit back and I start, get ready for my classes for the day. And I'm like, I'm not driving to my business. I'm not, and I've been doing this for 2 months. It's surreal how almost the new normal it feels for me. But yeah, it has gone by really fast. I just don't know where the days go sometime.
Yeah. So that conversation with the parents and stuff, I mean, did you have people being like, oh, we're not going to be able to come to the dance studio, so we want out of our obligations to you, we don't want our kid to take dance anymore? Like, was there any of that? Did you lose business? Like,
to date, we've lost at least a third of my clients. But talking in numbers, that's about 75 babies, adults, children. So we were up in the 220s before all this happened, which was, we were set to hit our 250 goal for the year of students at the studio, which is like a really good sweet spot for my business. And also March was the month that we were out of the red from our expansion we did last year, the later part of 2018. So basically the business was going up, and then this happened, and now we're here. And as far as the parents go, I just approached it with a very like transparent attitude with all of the parents, and doing that live talk and getting in front of the computer and doing lives with them and just updating with what I know. I think that helped a lot. I have about 40 families that dance competitively and that are in 10-month contracts. And part of their 10-month contracts, part of their money goes to like the dance competition fees and things like that. So I was able to get back that money from those dance competitions. Thankfully, that's not happening everywhere. And I was able to just apply those credits to those families for the money that they had set aside for the competitions that were canceled. And then as far as the majority of my students, I think it was a hit or miss. We had, parents that of course came to us and said, my 4-year-old is not going to have the attention span to take a ballet class in front of a computer or a TV screen for 45 minutes. She can barely do it in person. Do you expect her to do this? And, I said, well, I totally understand that. But, in 2 weeks time, if you come around and we're still in this and your kid is bored and they miss their teachers and they miss their friends, then come back to us and, check it out and see, give it a chance is basically what I've been trying to do. And so I would say I lost fewer students that way because they gave it a chance. I've had parents that have said, online is just not our thing, but we believe in what you're doing and we want to support. We still have our jobs. We're lucky and we still want to support you. So we're going to keep paying tuition, even if you don't see us, pop in those classes. And then, majority was, we're here, we're not going anywhere. My kids want to take dance class. Their school was taken away. Their social lives were taken away. We don't want to take this away from them too. So it's been like a hodgepodge, a mixture, but overall I feel, we're all in some kind of the same boat. You know what I mean? So the parents want to keep their kids in some kind of consistency and normalcy in their schedule.
That's right. I think one of the interesting things that I've seen come out of all this is this emphasis that a lot of people are putting on into self-growth. You see a lot of people, friends on social media that are taking up cooking. They're doing cocktail classes and stuff like that now. Is there a market for teaching people like, basic dance steps and stuff? My girlfriend's a phenomenal swing dancer, and I swear I was born with 2 left feet. Like, is there hope for me during this time that I could like at least be a little coherent coming out of this and dancing?
Yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned that because our adult classes have been had higher enrollment than they've had in the past year, because we've got a lot of the dance parents. Well, first of all, we have a private app for the studio that we work off of, and we have all of our pre-recorded classes and all of our links to our, Zoom classes. And now parents are logging in and they're like, do you think I can handle adult ballet tonight? Yeah, take it, try it. And so there's that, they might have just been too nervous to kind of start this, this late in the game. And then we've also got the people that are like, hey, I was able to put Evie down to bed and now I can take conditioning and I can go for a run and take the adult conditioning class. And so, yes, there is hope. And I think that this might be just an offshoot of my business that I had always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to have time for and wanted to kind of explore, but didn't have time to do. And now I've almost been implanted into this world of, you what else do you have to do? Like, let's do, we have more adult classes and more adults than we ever have. So I'm hoping moving forward, that might be something that we continue when all of this is over, when we go back to in-person classes. It might be something that we can offer, on the evenings after bedtime and things like that. So
that's super cool.
That's great. Yeah, and I'm excited to hear that. And let me know how much it costs to get Collin in ballet. 'Cause I'm all about getting him in a ballet class
tonight. I mean,
tonight. So like, it's funny because I hear you talking about this stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, especially as an adult, there's so much fear. I see it with social media and stuff all the time. There's so much fear of judgment. People don't want to create content because they don't want to get the negative comment. Like going to a class, not knowing what you're doing, and and like feeling like people are judging you, or like it's almost like a lot of people just want to avoid it altogether. But here, the kids are in bed. You know, I can pull up a class. I can like watch content that's already created that, you know, that I don't have to fear anybody like laughing at me because I do something wrong. You know,
Right.
I mean, you're kind of getting past that hurdle. There could be some big opportunity there. It sounds interesting.
Yeah, and we tell the adults, especially the kids aren't permitted to do this for safety reasons and stuff, but for the adults, we're like, you don't have to show us your screen. Like if you don't want to show us, like,
Right.
you know, and the other bonus side to all of this is that, you know, we share our recordings of of all of our classes that we do. We have kind of like a database, like a list going. And so if you couldn't make the class, you know, on Monday at 5:45, you can take it, you know, Tuesday at 10 p.m. whenever you want, or 6 in the morning, or so that's another thing too, is like the flexibility of it. That's been a positive thing.
And you said this is stuff that you had thought about doing maybe before this started, or is this brand new idea that came out of this?
No, it definitely blossomed very, very fast, but out of this, but definitely always something in the back of my mind, specifically like with our more serious students who, you know, are at the studio every day of the week, and, you know, they have to miss that ballet class because they have a huge exam the next day, or they're in the IB program. And I had always had those wheels turning of, man, I wish there was some way I could have like had a setup where I'm recording the class so they can just make it up on their own time. And that's kind of where the wheels started turning with that. And then also just the adult classes. I know there's so many adults out there that want to dance. And like Collin said, it's a matter of like confidence and, you know, nervousness and getting themselves out there. And, you know, actually it's the same thing as same principle as going to the gym, right? You have to have some kind of discipline to want to go. And dancing is a little bit more vulnerable than, you know, going on a treadmill. So there's a lot stacked against it, but I wanted somehow to grow the adult program. So yeah, it's always been in the back of my mind, but now that I see I wasn't able to see the potential of it until this, you know.
It's been a common theme of like these ideas that people have had brewing like in their head, but it took like this virus to lead to the execution of the idea. Mm-hmm. And we've seen that in several episodes, and like including us.
We've talked
about it multiple times with like the e-signature process on scooters and doing all of the paperwork electronic. You know, we've always taken such pride in like our customer experience, which is a very face-to-face in the store experience, and that we kind of avoided all this e-signature stuff to begin with. Like we always had it there. We're like, man, wouldn't it be great if we could just send this ahead and like do all this paperwork in advance and like have them sign everything? But we never executed until now.
We had to.
Now that we have to, because we can't see our customers face to face. And it's just cool to see like other business owners like yourself who have adapted and created unique ways and experiences to continue to build and invest in your company. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's important. I guess that the other thing I've been trying to, you know, rack my brain is, I had a lot of feedback, understandably, from parents that they're like, this is not what I signed up for. I didn't sign up to do a dance class on my computer. And I'm like, lady, I didn't sign up for this either. Like, this is the last thing I want, is to, you know, not be able to hug your kids or like physically correct, you know, their technique. But this is what we've got, and we're doing the best with what we've got. And so I've been doing everything I can to add value to all the online stuff. We do bedtime stories every week now with Miss Mary, and I bring my stuffed animal or my dog, or we have different themes, and we're all in our pajamas. We do spa parties, virtual spa parties, where we actually make our own like face mask, or, you know, we did a foot scrub last week. I mean, it's hilarious. And the kids they eat it up. They just need that social interaction. They see all their friends, they see their teachers. And, you know, as resilient as these kids have been, what I feel like they've been, it's kind of like amazing to see that they just crave that as much as, you know, we do. And yeah, I mean, we've got an 80s dance party coming up this Friday, family dance party. So I called it 80s Power Hour for the adults, but fun too.
I so want to be there. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's smart because you're continuing to invest into those relationships. And I mean, bravo, because it sounds like you've done really well navigating this entire thing. Um, got a few more minutes, but I want to hear about the TikTok challenges. Because I heard you mention it before, and Mike knows anytime I hear the keyword TikTok, like I'm definitely going to chime in. Because TikTok is definitely a platform that I'm fascinated with, and I've talked about multiple times how it's multi-generational. Kids are pulling their grandparents in, and you now have all these generations on creating content together, which is super interesting. And obviously there's a lot of dance and music components to TikTok. So like, tell me, like, what are you doing? How are you using it?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was like a running joke, not just at my dance studio, but dance studios of, around the country. You see posts of, if you do that TikTok dance one more time at the ballet bar, I'm going to scream, like they're like at the ballet bar, like doing all their stuff. And, so it was like one of those things where we're like, we hated that we loved it, but we just had to embrace it. And that was one of the first things we did when we all met on that Monday. Is all the staff that was there, we made up a little TikTok dance. We had 2 middle schoolers there helping us so that we would look cool. And so they taught us a TikTok dance. We had Lysol. We did this whole thing. And then we called it the hashtag Do It Your Dance Teacher Challenge. And so since then, about every week, we do 1 or 2 Duet Your Dance Teacher. And the kids love it. They've been duetting us, and we have different teachers take over our TikTok every couple days and do their own thing. We did a tap dancing one. We did a turning one where they're just turning and turning, and a musical theater. We did a conditioning one, like it was like a plank challenge. So, we've tried to get on their level as much as we can. And they're probably doing more TikToks now than ever because of that, being at home in the isolation. So we're trying to get on that level and kind of be in that space more, just to connect with them on, as much as possible.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect this, but I have the same problem with my mechanics, having to tell them to stop doing the TikTok dances at their lifts. So
it's so true. Oh, man.
Well, it's our TikTok is IndepenDance 352. So you gotta look it up.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go.
You guys can duet us.
Yeah, we should totally duet them. That would be hilarious. For everybody who's listening who is not a TikTok, duetting is like when you can like see somebody else's video and you can like do the same video, do a dance like right next to it, and so then it releases as a video of both videos being released at the same time. Kind of, if that makes sense. You're basically duetting with somebody, and it's I don't know. It's really cool. I've like I said, been fascinated with the platform, and of course, like I think from a branding standpoint, I think it's great for a dance studio. I mean,
absolutely
genius platform to be on.
Yeah.
So well, very very cool. Well, I'm excited to check that out now. I'm gonna start like seeing the ones that actually I should just start duetting the mechanics when they do them and stuff, Mike.
You should. I know a couple of them would be super on board with that. And I mean, they're always doing challenges to each other. So I'd love to get it like community wide or something, see if we can get it going.
A community TikTok challenge. Yeah. I mean,
I like it.
Oh man, the brainstorm, I just keep going. I go from mechanics to dancing to like get the entire community going. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway. So Mike, any last thoughts? Any last questions?
Yeah, no, I'm just hoping like you got me excited. Yeah, I don't think you realize how bad of a dancer I am, but I'm gonna have to look you guys up and see if you can change these 2 left feet into something a little bit more positive. So that's where my head's at. I'm counting on you.
Yeah, and Mary, so how about like just a word of encouragement or advice for anybody else, any other businesses that are listening that are navigating this? Would love to hear what you got for us.
I think I know everyone's been using the word pivot, and all I think about is Ross on Friends when we say that. Honestly, that's what I keep thinking of.
Yes.
But the word, the word. Now you're not going to be able to unsee it for real. But the word I think and maybe it's like, no pun intended, maybe pun intended, is just be flexible. You have to just like mentally be flexible, physically be flexible in your space, and just, figure out how to adapt. I'm so encouraged by the children. So I just want to share the fact that we as adults, get discouraged and are brought down by all of this. But if you look at a child and look how much their world has changed in a matter of weeks and how resilient they are, we could really learn a lot from the kids, just how they adapt to the change and are just, hanging in there and doing what they need to do. I think that is really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And well, like on that note, I just want to remind parents, like I've seen, it's tough. Like I've seen a lot of parents who are now, not only are they working from home full time and they're remote and they still have all the normal stuff of dinners and everything else to worry about, but now they're like full time homeschooling,
I can imagine.
their kids as well. And, I'm sure that I know how tough that is. And I know like there's some complaining out there. I would just encourage everybody to like really look at it as an opportunity to really invest into your kids' lives right now. Like a lot more personal time. You guys, parents are the influence.
That was my dogs. I don't know if you just.
I
have noise canceling headphones on.
They're not coming to the studio when we're back in session.
It was probably just a squirrel.
No, but that's great. That's what I love about remote podcasting. But no, just like, parents, you are the influence in your children's lives, and now is like a time to really invest into that time, and look at it as an opportunity, and dance with them, make TikToks with them.
Right. I think too, I see a lot of that too. And I don't have kids of my own. I have 3 dogs, speaking of dogs, but, I work with children every day, and I can only imagine, I get to send them home at the end of the day. Like, I'm with you for 4 hours, but bye, you're going home now. And that must be so hard. I am sensitive to the fact that now the parents' whole, roles have been added to, but as adults, I feel like we're equipped a little bit better for change and for things of this nature. And, kids are very vulnerable and they're like little sponges. So we just need to be careful, and like just what you said it perfectly is just be present and take a little more time to, turn off the computer screen and just do stuff as a family.
Yeah. No, it's good. I've been saying we've had more family dinners and stuff in the last, month, 2 months than we have in the last 2 years, just because, kids, we have that time. Like I'm working from home. The kids have been at home. Shannon's been at home. So it's cool.
Yeah.
I think the saddest thing would be to get through this and wish you had done something different with the time or made better use of it. So it's something I constantly have to tell myself too. We're all human, but just, use it all the best we can, because it's not going to last forever, and you're going to wish that you did something powerful with it.
Yep. It's good. Really good. So Mary, tell everybody where they can connect with you. We already got your TikTok handle, which I love. Yeah. But like, if somebody wants to sign up for classes, if somebody wants to, find you guys on social media, like do the adult.
Yeah. So I post everything every day. We have a really big presence on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. I mean, I've lost track at this point, but we do post everything on there. But our website has everything updated with week to week with our schedule and our pop-up events. And there's a bunch of different buttons you can click where it says register now, online now. So it's pretty easy to navigate. And it's just IndepenDanceStudio.com, just the name of the business.com. And that's where you see the schedule and what we're up to. And of course, email is quickest. Phone is being passed around my couple office staff. So email is definitely the quickest, or drop us a message on Facebook or, through our website.
What was that?
Online.
What was that email one more time?
Oh, IndepenDanceStudio@gmail.com is my email address. But if you go on our website, there's a contact form and all the emails go straight to us.
Awesome. Well, sweet. Well, thanks for coming on and sharing all that with us. It was great to see you.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm excited to see how you have been navigating this, and I'm excited to see you get through it and see all of us get through it and be better for it.
Yep. And you guys, I expect to see you in our 80s dance party this Friday.
80s Power Hour this Friday night. I can't wait. Collin loves 80s music. That's like his favorite.
I do. I listen to 80s music all the time. I was listening to it this morning. So.
Yeah.
And I love Power Hours, so it all works.
There you go. Everybody, world, there it is. This is the WHOA GNV podcast, the podcast bringing you businesses and individuals that make you go, whoa.
Whoa.
You gotta actually say it, Mary.
Oh, sorry.
We will see you later, everybody. Bye.